So we've all heard of this phrase, don't let your past shape your future. But what if we used our past to shape our future? Would it make a difference? Would the result be something we could be proud of? Or is our fear of failure stopping us from trying again? Hi, my name is Dominic Moore-Dunson, and today I want to talk to you about something that is a place of fear for many of us in my generation. And although that seems to be true, I don't want the rest of you to think that you're getting off the hook, because I'm talking about the F word. Yes, I'm talking about failure. And the funny thing about failure is that if you're from Northeast Ohio, you witness failure every single Sunday. And this past week, when our beloved Browns went to London to play a game, you also found out that failure has a passport. So I figured since we're all so familiar, I just come and tell my story. As a little black boy from East Akron, I picked two pretty unusual things to do, dance and soccer. It may seem kind of weird, but for me, it was a duh. Look, I'm a 90s kid. I was bopping around the house trying to be MC Hammer. And I was too small to play football, so soccer was really my only option. But as I got older, I started getting pretty good at these two passions of mine. I was winning dance competitions, and by the time I was 14, I was guest performing with university dance concerts. I was playing soccer with boys 2 to 3 years older than me, and still serving as captains on those teams. I was in a place where I just happened to have the gifts to be physically superior than most of the kids my age. So the most exciting thing that happened kind of during this trajectory is at 16, I was offered a position with Garth Fagan Dance. And if you don't know who that is, he choreographed The Lion King on Broadway. And by 18, man, I was recruited by the #4 in the nation, University of Akron men's soccer team. If you'd asked me then, success was my first, middle, and last name. So I joined the Zips in 2009 as a dance major at the university, and it was everything I could ever dream of. But then things took a turn for the worst. See, when you play soccer with Akron, you're playing with future stars of United States soccer and Major League Soccer. These are warriors who, in the face of adversity, can dig down into themselves and pull out the best version of themselves. These are players who have the intangibles to become world-class athletes and world-class men. So long story short, I was getting my butt handed to me every single practice. I mean, for the first time in my life, my natural gifts, they didn't match up. They needed me to have mental toughness, to have resilience, and a back-breaking work ethic to make me a national champion or future pro star. But I didn't have it. I was more like Baby Thor. I looked the part, but I didn't have the internal discipline to know how to succeed. So what did I do? Well, I quit. I left the team because in my mind, I failed. It was already bad enough that my physical natural gifts I always worked weren't working anymore. I didn't even have the right character traits to know how to be successful. And not just in soccer, but in life. This sent me in a downward spiral that put me into a situational depression for about a year and a half. So let's fast forward to when I dropped out of college. And yes, this is what my mom looked like when I told her. See, because I stopped going to all the classes, because I was too embarrassed to be seen by my peers, I figured that maybe instead of paying college-level tuition to become a dancer, I'd join a professional dance company and train instead. So I joined Inlet Dance Theater, a professional modern dance company in Cleveland, Ohio, whose motto is using dance to further people. And boy, did I need further, because I knew that if I didn't make it here and successful in this dance world, I would have no other options left. So I decided I'd start being intentional about the next set of steps that I took. I started coming to rehearsal early. I stayed late if I could. I was taking in all the correction and learning choreography as fast as I could. I even got a job with the Akron Beacon Journal delivering newspapers at 2 a.m. every night to pay for my tuition, and during that time I would listen to the music of Inlet's repertory to make sure I knew all the choreography for the rehearsal I had 6 hours later. At some point, I had to decide I'm going to stop feeling sorry for myself and take those values and disciplines Akron soccer was trying to teach me and use them in this new arena called dance. I forced myself to become a resilient artist whose work ethic was second to none and who their greatest asset was their mental toughness and sharpness. I decided to be a warrior for dance. I was no longer a victim of my past failure because I decided to use it as a guide in my new career. So I've been with Inlet for 8 years now, and I'm happy to say I'm the fastest dancer to be promoted from a trainee to a company member who's touring the nation with a strong ensemble. I'm the rehearsal coordinator and an emerging choreographer whose work is touring regionally. I've also become a local, national, and international fellowship-winning artist. But as a boy from Akron, I understand the importance of bringing my art back to the city that made me. So with the help of the Knight Foundation, I'm creating my first evening-length piece called the Black Card Project. And I'll be working with the best two schools Akron has to offer, Miller South and Firestone High School, because of my alma maters, to help develop the work, and it's going to premiere in the fall of 2018. And yes, that was a shameless plug. I almost became a victim to this concrete idea of failure. And it wasn't until I was on my last leg that I realized this, that failure is just an opportunity to begin again, but this time more intentionally. But I get it, failure happens, we drop the ball at work, we break promises at home, we lose when we're up 2-0 against the Yankees. But what if we didn't stop there? What if we decided to look at those moments as bonus opportunities to reevaluate and figure out which direction is best suited for us? What if we use this strategy for our education system in this city, for race relations in this city, for the declining population problem of our city, or even the economic development of this city? So, we've all heard this phrase, don't let your past shape your future. And I think they're right. Let us, Akron, use our past to help shape our future. Thank you.